In this project, we want to compare the different people's thoughts. To do this, we prepare a survey with some questions. First, we ask about films in general, and then we ask about the films of our project to know if they like the idea to compare the story of the film and the reality.
Do you like watching films? We ask these questions to people from different age, and the majority of them answer that they like it, but as you can see, there are two people that don't like it.
Which one? The people that answered that they like watching films now have to answer what type of films they prefer. We proposed different types of films. The most popular answer was comedies. Almost half of people voted for it. Horror films was the second one more voted. Sci- Science fiction and romantic films had more or less the same number of votes. Some people like watching history films, and the last option was the Western films. Only 2 or 3 people like it.
Do you like watching original versions or Spanish versions? 45 people answered that they prefer watching Spanish versions because they don't know a lot of English or other languages and they prefer not to think when they watch a film. 8 people want to improve their English and prefer watching films in the original version. In our school, there are people from other countries such as China, Philippines, and they want to watch films in their native language.
Do you think that original versions are better to improve your English? Logically, the majority of people think that watching films in the original versions are better to improve their English. They tell us that the thing that we can improve more is the pronunciation. It is more important learning real English with the real pronunciation.
When you watch films in original version, do you choose the subtitles in Spanish or in English? The majority of people answer that they prefer choosing the subtitles in Spanish to understand the film better, although there are some people that prefer choosing the English subtitles. Also in our school, there are people from other countries and want to choose in their native language.
Do you know some of these films? We asked this question to know if the people watched the films that they were working on. Now we know that almost everybody had watched Titanic. They think that it's a very important historic and romantic film. A lot of students had watched Robin Hood too, but they told us that they had watched it when they were younger. Some people had watched Life is Beautiful and Shakespeare in Love. Finally, only a few people had watched Braveheart and Full Monty.
When you watch films, do you compare the reality with them? More or less, the same percentage of people answer yes and no, although there are more people that say no because they prefer to be concentrated on the film without thinking of other things.
Do you ever visit our blog? Our blog, Virtual and Real Friends, is visited by 75% of students in our school. We think that everybody should enter and learn English and the story of England, and finally comment a post. Gives us their opinion so that we can improve.
Do you think that the section about films is useful? People that visit our blog have given us their opinion about it, and 75% of people answered that our section about films is useful. They think that when we do projects about films, it's an interesting way to learn about England's story.
What is your favorite film? Finally, we can have a general vision about the likes of students in our secondary school. We asked them what their favorite film is, and they answer a lot of interesting films. We have chosen the most voted answers: Titanic, Scary Movie, Tres Metros sobre el Cielo, and Life is Beautiful are the best ones. Then they choose Fast and Furious, Step Up, Walk to Remember, and the last one, Halfway.